We're going to learn here about a new topic called functions. And what you're going to see is, yeah, it's new, but in some ways it's stuff we've already really discussed and learned. Okay, so here we are, taking some notes. Okay, we're on question 2 of the assignment. And we're going to start with talking about function notation, because that's actually the thing that's really different about functions and about stuff we've done before. Function is just the way it's written. Notation, this word means how we write something. Okay, notation just means how you write something. So, for example, like when we get to the end of a sentence in English and it's a question, we put a question mark, right? That's the notation. But in Spanish, it's a little bit different. You put a question mark at the beginning and end of the sentence. So it's just like, there's just different ways of writing things, right? So notation just means how you write something. So here is how a function works. Let's say you have a toaster and you put a bagel in it. What comes out? A toasted bagel. Okay, this is how functions are written. There's a machine. In this case, it's a toaster. There's an input. There's something you put into the machine. And then there's an output. There's something that comes out of this machine. Okay, this is how function notations work. This is how function notation works. So in math, it looks like this. And it's exactly the same. Okay, we name functions. So in this case, this is the machine. So this function is called f. This is the f function. Okay, and then the input is the x, and x is always the input. And then the output is that something happens to x. So in this case, in the f machine, when we put an x in, it gets multiplied by 5, and then we add 7. So for example, if I input a 2 into this machine, my output would be 5 times 2 is 10 plus 7. My output would be 17. So in this machine, I input a 2, I get out 17. Right? Just like in a toaster, if I input a frozen Eggo waffle, I get out a toasty warm Eggo waffle. Right? So it's the same. There's a machine that's on the outside of the parentheses. Inside the parentheses is what I'm putting in to the machine, and then over here is the output. Okay? So that is that's just kind of how it works. So I'm just going to show you like a couple examples, right? So let's say, for example, I say, okay, now my machine is a microwave. And what do I put in the microwave? I put in tin foil. Do you know what happens when you put tin foil in the microwave? Do you know what the output is? It's fire. You should never put metal in the microwave. Don't do it. Okay? Here's another example. Let's get a little bit closer to math. Let's say this machine, right? Because remember, this is the machine right here on the outside. This machine subtracts 7. So anything that I input right here, it's going to subtract 7. So what if I input a 10 into the subtract 7 machine? What do I get out? Well, if I input a 10 into the subtract 7 machine, it's going to take 10, it's going to subtract 7, and I'm going to get 3. Okay, so right now you're going to do questions 3 through 7. Okay, use hints if you need it. And you don't need to show work. Okay, so that's just directions for questions 3 through 7, and I will see you back here on question 8 for another video.